protection. The integumentary system will protect our body by forming a chemical barrier. Formation of chemical barrier. This chemical barrier includes the secretion of melanin, secretion of melanin, also mechanical barrier, mechanical barrier of the skin will be achieved by the skin epidermal architecture, layers of the skin, by forming layers, which means that anywhere we need protection in our body of the skin, we're going to have more layers, isn't it? And therefore protecting the skin from abrasion. How about biological barrier? Biological barrier of the skin is found as Langerhans cells. What's another name of Langerhans cells? Epidermal what? Say what you said before. Dendritic cells, correct. They are called epidermal dendritic cells because you do have dendritic cells, some other part of the body. They will come from the white blood cells. So, but when you find it at the epidermis, you use the word epidermal dendritic cells. Langerhans cells of the epidermis macrophages of the dermis will protect the body biologically, and of course, our DNA. So these are the protective part of the function of the integumentary system. Yes?
What is the second one?
Macrophage. Macrophages are the cells that perform what we call phagocytic cells. Remember that we saw it last week. I did list many things, right? Of the blood monocytes. You remember? Who were here? Right? Did I? Thought I did. Not in this class. Let me see your notes. From last week. I must have written something like blood monocytes.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
Exactly. So they come originate from the blood monocytes, and they will migrate to the skin. And when they migrate to the skin, they camouflage. They become these cells. Langerhans will be called that in the epidermis. Macrophage from the dermis. You understand? So they will have one origin known as the blood monocytes. So they will take residence at tissues, wherever, and try to protect those areas. Another function of the skin is the regulation of body temperature. Body temperature regulation. by using the sweat gland. Sweat glands to cool off the skin. To cool the skin when we get hot. And also to constrict the dermal papillaries to prevent loss of fluid. Constrict the dermal blood vessels, not as papillaries, to cool off the skin, the dermal capillaries, so we don't lose fluid.
Pull it off the skin as well?
Well, to constrict that so that we don't lose nutrients, right? And then to cool it off, we're going to activate the glands, sweat glands, to come to the superficial part of the epidermis to cool it off. So we're going to do that. Temperature control, number one, activating the sweat glands that will bring in sweat to cool off the epidermis. And we're going to do that by also constricting the dermal capillaries so that we don't lose nutrients. Okay. Another function of the skin, of the integumentary system, is to perform what we call cutaneous sensation. Cutaneous sensation. It is made possible by the cutaneous sensory receptors. These sensory receptors will be coming from the nervous system. We said that the epidermis is avascular, but they will have nerves, isn't it? They're highly innervated. Another function will be body reservoir. Reservoir of blood. The skin will reserve 5% of the blood volume, and this 5% of blood volume will be given off before you die, suggesting that the skin has to be cool.
You said that the epidermis is avascular, right?
But highly is avascular, but has a lot of
Nerve endings.
nerves.
Okay. And then you said that this last part, the body reservoirs, the
Body reservoir of blood. So yes, the skin will reserve 5% of the total blood we have in the body. 5%. And this 5%, and this skin will be the first organ to give up its blood supply. The first organ to give up its blood supply. Many organs will not. And the last organ that will give up blood supply will be the brain, isn't it? The brain will not substitute any, but all other organs will. Okay? 5%. Another function of the skin is called metabolic function. The metabolic function of the skin is to make vitamin D. Vitamin D when we expose the skin to the sun. function of the integumentary system will be excretion to remove waste, excretion of nitrous or nitrogenous waste, through the skin. Any questions? All right. Now, the developmental aspect that one you will read. It all came up from last chapter also. Okay, let us take 5 minutes. When we come back, we jump into tissue of bone.